Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford, Salina, Kansas. Your source for Ford news, update, and information with a video on the 2026 Ford Escape. The order banks are open up. You can place an order with your local dealer right now. In fact, the 25 model year order bank has closed, and they are done balanced out 25. So they're gonna start scheduling 26 model year real soon. So you can't go into a dealer and place an order. And for that reason, we're putting together these video series where we're covering the different trim levels. And we've come to the platinum trim, which is the most luxury trim for the Ford Escape. And we're going to cover all the things that are standard equipment plus optional equipment and the different packages available for this trim level for this model year. So if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, especially if you're wanting to place an order. We do a scheduling video every Tuesday night. And so that's a great way for you to if you place that order, get a little information on, what the chances are of that getting scheduled and learning more information about how this ordering process and getting scheduled, getting produced, and get it in transit and everything, all that stuff. We go over all that information on those Tuesday videos. So, all right, let's jump in here and talk about this. Oh, and by the way, there's timestamps down below. Feel free to move around on this video. It's a resource for you to place with your local dealer. If you are wanting to place an order with us, we are a Ford dealer in Salina, Kansas, and we do ship all over the country. We are doing special pricing for our YouTube viewers. So if you're watching this, we are doing invoice pricing. I'll go over more information about some other different benefits you have if you want to order from us. Later in the video, there'll be a timestamp for that as well at the very end. So, all right, let's dive in here and talk about this. And we are going to use Ford's build and price. Even though they don't have the 26 model year information build and price up yet, we're going to use some of the 25. They didn't change a whole lot on the platinum trim. So we're going to use it as a resource, but prices, actually most of the standard equipment and package prices are the same as last year, but the base price is a little different. So let's go through this and cover this. And yeah, there we go. Build and price. Not sure when they'll have it ready on Ford's website, but there's a platinum trim. So last year, it was $35,910. This year, that price is $35,915. So it's a little less, and that is for the hybrid version. So this year, hybrid is, I think, a little more expensive. So let's go through this. So this is going to be standard. Actually, let's just pop in here. We'll break out the price as we go in and talk about the powertrain options for you. So for this in here, it is going to be standard this year with the hybrid motor instead of last year was the EcoBoost motor. So your hybrid is going to come in at a price of $35,915. Whereas if you elect to go with the EcoBoost, it's $37,640. So the EcoBoost motor went up in price this year, but the hybrid pretty much stayed the same. So no cost extra there. So as you can see down below, we're $37,500. And that is with destination charges there. But with the hybrid, you notice actually it's saving you a little bit of money. So now it's $37,200. So and again, that's what the destination charge. Destination this year is $14.95 right now, and that's what that charge is. So there you go. So 2.5 liter hybrid Atkinson cycle engine, that's going to come with the eCVT transmission. If you go with the EcoBoost motor, it's going to have auto start-stop technology, which we come to stoplight, stop sign, shut the vehicle off, let go of the brake, it's going to turn it back on. There's a deactivation switch for that as well on your dash. You can hit. Also, it's going to come with paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission for that. Again, standard all-wheel drive. So last year this was available on front-wheel drive, not this year. Only all-wheel drive for the platinum trim. Selectable drive modes again for this year. So you're going to have like a normal mode, an eco, slippery mode. Might even have a sport mode for the EcoBoost motors. Front and rear stabilizer bar as well. We have electric parking brake, which includes an auto hold. So we'll hold the brakes. So you can take your foot off the brake at a stoplight. Make sure you have the auto hold activated first, though. And then also we do have electronic traction control. We have the variable assist rack and pinion steering. Electric power assist steering, that E-Pass. So a little different than gas. Ford's been doing it this way in about all their vehicles for a while. But electronically controlled means that those parking lots, that's what makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to steer the vehicle into those parking tight spots. And then you have transmission oil cooler as well included as that. So let's talk about some of the safety features. You don't really have any images for this. The safety features for the platinum trim, we do have for the airbags, a driver and front passenger dual stage airbag. Deploys a different size airbag Depends on how close you are to the front of the vehicle. Driver knee airbag as well. That'll pull down from that steering wheel column. We do have front seat mounted side impact airbags. That'll deploy if you have that side collision and the AB pillar. It's going to deploy that airbag. Safety canopy side curtain airbag with the rollover sensor as well that deploys down if there's a rollover situation. So that way the braking glass and such won't come in and hurt you as much. So advanced track with roll stability control. That also includes curve control. So if you're going into that curve maybe a little too fast, it'll help try to keep you on your intended path. Uses a series of brakes on the correct vehicle or correct wheel that it needs to keep you going. Torque vectoring control as well. These are front wheel drive biased, even though it's an all wheel drive. So that torque vectoring will help keep you going when you're taking off. So you'll have that as well. And then pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking includes pedestrian detection, forward collision warning, and dynamic brake support. They'll break these out here. So if you're going at a certain speed and at your current speed, you would hit the car in front of you because maybe they're stopped or they're going much slower than you. It's going to use that pre-collision assist or that warning to warn you and let you know that you need to hit your brakes. Preloads the brakes, that dynamic brake support. So when you do brake, it's going to brake even faster. And then also with that pedestrian detection, if you're going under a certain speed, it'll also detect any pedestrians that are coming in front of you as well. So we do also have post-collision braking. So if you hit a vehicle, it's going to go ahead and brake that vehicle. So instead of continuing your momentum, it's going to help brake it if you have that collision. SOS post-crash alert system. That's going to honk the horns, flash the lights if you're on the side of the road and need help after an accident. Evasive steering assist. So this basically, if you would stop or you can't stop in time to hit that vehicle, but you could turn over to the lane beside you and avoid them, it's going to assist in that steering. Also, intersection assist. So if you're coming across that intersection and there's someone coming, it'll brake the vehicle so that you won't have that intersection. It's kind of like the pre-collision assist on the front, but going as you're turning. We do have the lane keeping system as well. Includes a lane keeping assist, the alert, and the driver alert. So the driver alert is going to alert if you take your hands off the steering wheel too often. It alerts you and lets you know maybe you're drowsy, that kind of thing. Also, you do have the lane keeping assist and the alert. So the alert's going to do is let you leave your lane, but it's going to vibrate the steering wheel if you've left your lane. Whereas the lane keeping system or the aid system will help try to keep you in your lane. Does need to see those lines. For that reason, this is an assistance feature. It is not autonomous driving by any means. Also, we do have road departure warning as well that will alert you if you're going off the side of that road. Sometimes those road edges are right on the lines, so this helps with that as well. So, and by the way, all those features are something you can activate and deactivate in your settings there. And then we do have security lock passive antithesis, which means only the coded key can start the vehicle. And then we have perimeter alarm that when you have that vehicle locked up, it's going to secure the outside of the vehicle. If someone tries to maybe raise that vehicle up to take the wheels and tires, or maybe they try to shake the vehicle, try to get inside, open the door, it's going to set the alarm off, honk the horns, flash the lights, and everything else like that. And also if there's some motion inside the vehicle when it's locked. Now, so for that reason, if you are somebody that has a key and you lock it up and there's somebody inside that doesn't have a key, if they move around, it could set that alarm off. So just so you're aware that that's how that system works. And then we do have, let's move to the interior or the exterior features now. So let's go back to this. And we're going to go ahead and use these images here. And then we'll go and use this color here. We'll make it a little bigger. There we go. So on the front of the vehicle, we do have a chrome grille strip on here. So it's going to be a black grille. This one actually has the light bar on there coming across. The others have the chrome strip, and I didn't take that off. This one here does actually going to have that light bar across the top. With the signature lighting on the headlights, you'll have auto headlights. They're LED. On this one here, I believe they are, the LED reflector, right? Yeah, reflector headlights, just like the others. We have LED fog lights down here as well. And again, that light bar that goes across. We have auto headlamps. I'm going to come on automatic when it gets dark, shut off when it gets light. Also does have configurable daytime running lights. And then we do have wiper activated headlights too. So it'll activate with the wipers. And then does have also the auto high beams too. So they'll come on. The high beams will come on. If you have that activated in your settings, it'll come on. At nighttime, someone approaches you, it'll automatically shut those off. And then we do have the front bumper molded in black here with the active grille shutters that open and close right there as well. too. So there you go. All right. And then we do have for the side, the wheels are a 19-inch ebony painted machine face aluminum wheel. So like you're seeing here, and actually, let me go back. It actually is a different wheel. So let me highlight this because this year, halfway through the year, they did actually change. So let me make that change there for us. There we go. So this is the standard wheel now. So this is the wheel, 19-inch ebony painted machine face aluminum wheel. So that's the standard wheel for this year. That was an optional wheel last year and a standard equipment this year with a 225, 55, R19 all season tires as well. So, and I actually noticed it on the front of those bumpers that it is showing the front sensing system, and I don't have that in my notes yet. So I'm going to disregard that for right now because that might be part of a package. So we'll get to that. Tire pressure monitoring system on those tires, front wheel or four-wheel disc brakes with ABS as well. For the mirrors, it has a power heated mirror there for you. Does a manual fold, body colored mirror cap like we're seeing with this and this space silver one. And then we do have the Bliss with cross traffic alert. So that's your blind spot information system. So if there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of that mirror unless you know that. You're backing up, cross traffic alert. It's going to alert you if someone's crossing your path. And if you don't pay attention to those alerts, it'll have reverse braking as well, where the rear cross traffic braking, I should say. The door handles are body color door handles here for the belt line molding. You'll see it is going to nice chrome belt line and window molding on this. And by the way, speaking of the door handles, you do have intelligent access with push button start. So just put your hands in the door handle and unlock the vehicle. You don't have to get the keys out or hit the unlock. Get inside, start it without having to get the keys out as well. So, and then we do have keyless entry with remote start as well. So you have the remote on the remote. We'll talk about another way you can remote start it too. The rocker molding down here is going to be the molded in black as well as the the lower body side cladding as well. That's this part right here. And then we do have the privacy glass in these back windows and back glass as well. And then we do have the side rails are going to be black on this. And then we have the Easy Fuel capless filler doors. You just press that and it opens up. You just put the nozzle in, fill it up. No cap to worry about leaving behind, getting your hands dirty, anything like that. When you're done, just shut that door and you're good to go. On the back, we do have a shark fin antenna up here on the roof. And then we have a spoiler is a body colored rear spoiler with a center high mounted stoplight as well. Black high gloss molding on the side. Rear defrost with the rear wiper here in the back. And then we do have power lift gate in here for us. So that's going to open up. And with that, we do have, you can press the button or use a remote to open that up. Digital rear view camera back here as well. So you're going to be able to see behind you as you're backing up. We do also have the rear bumper is a black molded in. Silver down here on this back part, dual exhaust with a chrome tip as well. Tire and inflator and sealant kit as well included. And then we have a rear cargo area light inside too for you. Now let's talk about the interior. Now, as we move into the back, one of the other things I want to point out on this too is that you do get rear parking sensors on this. So the front sensors, it was showing front sensors up there on those images. That is not standard equipment. That is actually part of an equipment package. But the rear sensors are included there, and I just went right over that in my notes. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Before going to the interior, all right, so in here we do have a illuminated entry system with a courtesy delay, carpeted mats front and rear that's included as well in this. We do have accent interior, I should say unique interior accents for the door and the instrument panel as well for this. We do have for the seats a sport contoured bucket seats, ActiveX trimmed seats with the mini perforations in those seats as well. We do have 5-passenger seating like the others, 10-way power heated driver seat, forward and back, up and down, power tilt, power lumbar, and recline. Driver memory as well for the seat and side view mirrors. 6-way power heated front seat up there, forward and back, up and down, and power recline. And then second row, 60/40 split bench seat. Those seats can slide forward and back. There's a lever underneath those for that. And then the backrest does fold down with 2 cup holders in that. And then for the head restraints for the 2 outbound rear seats as well as the front ones, it's a 2-way, which means it'll go a little lever in there so that you can go up and down for those. And then we do have the outlets behind the console. So you'll have 2 of those. I think they're both USB-Cs. A latch system that will lower anchors and tethers for children so that you can securely fasten those front and rear facing car seats down in there. We also do have power windows. So one touch up and down feature for the front and the rear windows. That means you just hard press it and you don't have to hold it, right? And they'll roll down. Power door locks, including auto lock, auto unlock, also the child safety lock as well for that. And then so that way you can lock those kids can't open the doors in the back if you lock those out. Heated steering wheel is also going to be included here as well. Manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so it'll go up and down, forward and back. Pull that lever underneath. You do have adaptive cruise control, standard equipment, including stop and go, lane centering, and predictive speed assist. So that'll help slow you down to go the speed of the vehicle in front of you until it's safe for you to pass them. Also brings you a complete stop if you need to. And if traffic keeps going, you just hit the resume button and you resume following them safely until you can pass them. And then lane centering keeps you in the center of your lane as well. Now, the predictive speed assist is going to do is if you're going to a curve and it knows it needs to slow down because you can't handle it that speed, then it'll slow you down. Also, if there's speed signs, it'll adjust for speed signs. You pick your tolerance and it'll adjust accordingly. Moving to the steering wheel controls here, actually doesn't show it like lit up or anything in this image here. We do have the instrument panel that's going to be a 12.3-inch digital screen there for you. Blue lighting in there as well, trip, all that kind of stuff through that. Dual zone climate control, so driver and front passenger have 2 different temperatures. And again, this isn't lit up, but that you'd control that on your screen right there. And then we do have also for the audio controls, 6-speaker audio sound system, AM, FM stereo, Sirius XM with a 360L. And now you're going to get that for 3 months. A Sync 4 system with a enhanced voice recognition system that allows you to be able to say like OK forward or OK forward pass, and it's going to listen, so you don't have to hit the button. 13.2-inch LCD center stack screen as well, with the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, digital owner's manual, connected nav as well for 1 year of service is going to be included as well there. All right, now let's get into the overhead console. I'm going to hit this here so you can kind of see that. Because up here we do have sunglass bin up there. Your lights are up here. You do have 2 visors up there, illuminated vanity mirrors on the back side of those. You do also have auto dimming rear view mirror as well for that, and you do have universal garage openers. Up to three different transmitters can be programmed into that as well. Now down here in the media hub area, you have a USB type A and C, and you also have a wireless charging pad as well. And then you do have a rotary dial shifter knob right there. And then you do also get the Ford Pass Connect included. That's a free app you download. You connect your vehicle in. You can remote start it from anywhere, unlock and lock it from anywhere, schedule remote start times, see the tire pressure you have in your tires, the fuel you have in your vehicle, where it's located, all using that app. So that's a really nice app for you to download and everything. So that everything we've covered so far is standard equipment, with the exception I do want to cover the standard hybrid equipment, because there are a couple of features that you won't have on the EcoBoost, but it will be included in all of your hybrids. And that is an electronic fuel door release. So you release this door with the hybrids by pulling a lever inside. Also, you have neutral tow capability with the hybrid that you don't have with the EcoBoost. Also, pedestrian alert sounder. So as you're backing up, it's going to beep and let you know that you're backing up, because it is quiet, and a lot of times the engine won't be turned on. And also, you do get the mini spare wheel with the hybrid that you don't get the EcoBoost motors. The EcoBoost will come standard with the tire inflator and sealer kit instead. So that is the difference on that right there. So there you go. Now, the only other thing we need to talk about that's also standard equipment is your colors. So let's talk about that for a second, because some of the colors I believe are a little bit different for this year. Let me see. We need to go up. There we go. For colors, all right, for this year, we are showing this silver or space silver color here for you as an option. We do also have the gate black. Also, that's no cost for these colors. There's your black. We have carbonized gray, also no extra cost for that color either. So those are our 3 colors that are free as standard equipment. Vapor blue for this year. Last year was no cost for that color. This year it is $4.95 for that color. Also, the rapid red tinted clear coat, that is $4.95 this year as well, like it was last year. And then we have Star White. That is a tri-coat, 3 coats of paint that make that effect and that color. It's $9.95 for that reason. And so that is also an option. So those are all color options for us. Now let's talk about interior colors. We do have the ebony interior like we've been seeing in this image. So black seats, black dash and such. Still going to have your gray headliner and everything else like that. So that is an option. Also, you have the space gray option as well. So you're going to see how that changes the look of that. The headliner will stay the same. Now, a lot of the seats will still, the seat backs will stay the same, but you'll have the surfaces that will be space white. And then the lower part of the console or the instrument panel will be also that space white. So, or space gray color. So that is an option. So all the colors, exterior colors, are also available on all those 2 different interior colors. So there you go. There's that. All right. Now we've covered all the standard equipment. The other thing I want to mention right now as well is about the 50 state emissions. There is not 50 state emissions this year, which means there are 6 states that you cannot register a Ford Escape in. And that is California, Massachusetts, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. Right? Those 6 states. You cannot register. So if you're in one of those 6 states, you can't purchase a Ford Escape in 26 model year. So just so you're aware of that. Now, if you're in one of as a dealer, if you're in one of those states, but let's say you're in New York and you want to sell to somebody in New Jersey, you can do that. A New York dealer can order one for a customer that's titling it in New Jersey, but that is the only way you can do that. The exception of this is Vermont. Vermont dealers are not allowed to order them at whatsoever. So there you go. Okay. All right. Now moving to the packages, kind of the same packages as last year. Go into those. There we go. So this year, of course, different equipment group depends on if you want the hybrid or not. So if you want the hybrid or the EcoBoost motor, you're going to be a 601A this year. If I want a hybrid, or hybrid is 600A, EcoBoost is a 601A. You just tell them which one you want, and the dealer will figure that out. We do have this premium technology package available this year. I think it's the same price. I looked that up as last year. And I think it has all the same equipment as well. So you're going to get, as it mentions here, this is where you get your front parking sensors. You also get the reverse brake assist here. So if you're backing up, you're not paying attention, it alerts you, tells you to stop, but there's something back there, then it's going to brake for you. And 360-degree camera as well allows you to be able to see completely around the vehicle. That's really nice to have. So that's included in this package. B&O sound system by Bang & Olufsen, 10 speakers, including a subwoofer, HD radio as well. That's included in this package. And then we do have the heads-up display as well. Can't really see it in that image, but it's it's going to be on the dash, reflecting up onto the glass, so you can see that heads-up display. And then this is where you're getting the ActiveX seat trims with the quilted design in mini perforations. So it's kind of an upgraded seat. Still ActiveX like it was before. Now it's going to be a quilted design with mini perforations in there as well. So there you go. So that package is available for you, as well as the Class 2 trailer tow package. $495 for that package. Doesn't really tell us exactly what's included in the package, even on the order guide, but you will have a hitch receiver. We know that. Also the 4-pin wiring, that we know that. And it should also include trailer sway control, I would think. So there you go. So there's that option right there. So those are different packages available. Now I want to do is talk about some standalone options for us, and kind of go through some of those. First one I do is talk about the factory installed options, which means if you order them, they're going to be put on at the factory. And then we'll get into accessories and dealer installed options in just a second. So first off is a panoramic vista roof. It is a power open and close with the power sunshade on that. And let's see, we'll get down to that one. There you go. $15.95. I think it's the same cost this year. I looked on the other videos. So you're going to kind of get that glass roof there for you with that opens up. Now you cannot order the crossbars if you order this from the factory. So I'll tell you a way that if you are someone that wants to just use those bars, those crossbars for trips or whatever, you could order those and just put them on for trips. The reason they don't put them together is that this glass roof would hit those. So you definitely wouldn't want to think about that. So anyway, all right. The engine block heater. So that's $190. So if you're in a cold weather state and you leave it outside, you might want to have this. So that keeps that engine block warm. So it starts easy. Front license plate bracket. States that require front license plate, it's standard equipment. States like Kansas, it is optional equipment because we don't require front tag. Still no charge option. The dealer will put it on for you if you do order it. So you want to make sure you do that. The mini spare wheel. Now we know it's included in a hybrid, but if you're an EcoBoost and you want that, then you have to make sure you get that. And I don't think it's showing in here. So because because we went ahead and we selected a hybrid, but I think it's for 300, right around 350 or something like that for that option. And then the different color options. So that's all of our factory options right there. Now let's talk about accessories. And these are things that can be purchased through Ford Accessories if you like. But if you order them on your order, put them on your order, then Ford will put those in your vehicle when it comes in, usually wrapped up in, in a bag or something like that. And one of those is the Easy Access Cargo Sunshade. So that's going to be down here under the interior options right here. So it gives you a look at what that is. $135 for that, and it's going to cover up that back glass. Keeps things a little bit cooler in there, but also makes it where they can makes it easier so people can't see it without looking really difficult, really hard. Also, we do have a cargo mat, $100, and that's kind of an all-weather mat that goes back here, so that's also available for you. And then the floor liners, 2 different options, with or without the carpeted mats. So standard equipment is with the carpeted mats, but if you want that with the mats, it's $200. Without it is $160. So basically, you get a credit. So it's just basically it's $200 for floor liners, but you're getting a credit if you don't get your mats. So, all right. And the rest of these options are dealer installed options, which means that they'll be shipped to the dealer. And when your vehicle gets there, hopefully they arrive before your vehicle does. And then the dealership will install them or put them in your vehicle. So let's talk about some that require an install and some that just requires them placing them in the vehicle, right? Now, one of them is a cargo organizer, soft-sided, and that is something you can get through Ford Accessories and doesn't really require an install. So that's how I would probably order that and not put it on your build when you order the vehicle. And then we also do have the console vault, center console vault, and this is something that probably you might think about. $410, and the dealership would install that in your console, and it comes with a keyed lock. You can adjust the lock, the combination yourself. That is something the dealership would install for you. Now that might be something that you might want to order now, and I say, you want to keep these and limit how many of these you do. So you can do a few, and it won't cause a holdup in your build. But if you do too many, it could, because they would need all those in stock at the time, right? Okay, the next couple is a first aid kit and the roadside assistance kit. So these are both available through Ford Accessories, and that's how I would order them because they don't require an install for either one of these. It comes with a bunch of different things for them for your vehicle. Both of them I think are very valuable to have in your vehicle, but I would get them through Ford Accessories and not put them on your order when you order the vehicle from Ford. And then we do have the security code keyless entry keypad. That is a standalone option. It is a dealer installed option, and it is illuminated entry. So it's $455 for that, which sounds pricey, but it will integrate into the door pillar right there, which is really nice. And it's illuminated, so that's also nice too. So now with that though, I forgot to mention, it does require the premium technology package to get that. So it's not, you'll need that right here. It talks about requires premium technology package for that as well. So wanted to make sure I point that out too. The crossbars, we mentioned it earlier. So if you want to get those roof rack crossbars, $405 for that. They're going to go up there. You can see how they might get in the way of that moonroof. So not available with the Panoramic Vista roof. So again, if it's something where you would just use these on occasion and make sure you don't open up your moonroof to do that, then go ahead and you can order just the moonroof and get these through Ford Accessories. That's what I would do. And then put them on yourself when you need to. Splash guards. So that is going to go, you can see what those look like. They require a couple screws on each one. So that is something the dealership would install in your vehicle. Again, maybe something you might consider if you're not unsure whether or not you could do that yourself. $240 for that. And then the wheel locking exposed lug nuts. So the dealer would replace one of your lug nuts with these and then torque it just right and then give you that locking wrench there for you. So again, that's something else. It's up to you on that. And that's if you want to, you're kind of, maybe you don't live in a great neighborhood or something and you want to protect your wheels. There's a pretty nice 19-inch wheels. That is a way to do it right there. So, all right. So that's all of our standard equipment, different packages available, and standalone options in this video. Again, order banks are open up. You can place that with your local dealer. If you want to order from us, we are doing invoice pricing as a YouTube special. So you can go to our website right now. We do have the build and price configurable on our website. It doesn't change the look of the vehicle, but it gives you the information, the facts like it does on Ford's site with all what's included in those packages, and then shows you how it's going to affect your price. So that way you can kind of build it out, price it out right on our website. So check that out, LonMcArthur.com, if you want to do that. Even if you don't want to order with us and you want to kind of build this out to take to your dealer, feel free to go to our website and build it out. Just don't hit the submit button, because once you build it out, you can actually print that sheet. So if you're going to your local dealer, then you can build it out, print it out, and then and all that, and you're able to do that. So if you want want to order with us, go ahead and submit it, put YouTube special in the notes, and then we can get that reported back to you. So there you go. So that's all that information. If you have any other questions, feel free to put those down in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of the videos. Until the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.